Early in the morning of April 18, 2016, a fitness instructor arrived at a small church in Midlothian, Texas. She came early to prepare for a workout class. The building was empty. The doors were unlocked. Inside the church, someone was already waiting. Less than an hour later, Missy Bevers was dead. There were no witnesses, no immediate suspects, but there was something almost no other unsolved case had: clear surveillance footage of a person believed to be the killer. 8 years later, the identity of that person remains unknown. Terry Missy Bevers was a 45-year-old mother of 3 living in Midlothian, Texas. She was known in her community as energetic, outgoing, and deeply committed to fitness. Missy worked as a Camp Gladiator instructor, leading early morning workout classes in public spaces such as parks and churches. Her schedule was demanding but predictable. She often arrived early to set up equipment before participants arrived. Many of her classes took place before sunrise, which was common for clients who exercised before work. Missy was active on social media, frequently posting motivational messages, workout videos, and updates about upcoming classes. On the night before her death, she posted about her early morning session scheduled at Creekside Church of Christ. There was nothing unusual about this post. She had made similar announcements many times before. Missy was married and appeared to have a stable family life, though later reports suggested marital tensions. However, nothing publicly indicated that she feared for her safety or anticipated danger. On the morning of April 18, 2016, Missy left her home shortly after 4 a.m. She was driving alone and planned to arrive early as usual. Her class was scheduled for 5 a.m. This routine, early arrival, empty building, preparation time, was familiar to her. What Missy could not have known was that someone else had entered the church earlier that morning. The person was not there to exercise. Understanding who Missy was is critical. She was not a transient figure or someone living on the margins. She was deeply embedded in her community, with a consistent routine and many acquaintances. That routine, predictable and public, may have made her vulnerable. Creekside Church of Christ was a quiet location in the early hours of the morning. The building was equipped with multiple security cameras positioned in hallways and common areas. At approximately 3:50 a.m., more than an hour before Missy arrived, surveillance cameras recorded a person entering the church. The individual was wearing police-style tactical gear, a helmet, vest, boots, and gloves. The word police appeared on the uniform, though investigators later clarified the person was not a law enforcement officer. The footage showed the individual walking calmly through the hallways, opening doors and occasionally striking walls or doors with a hammer-like tool. Their movements appeared casual rather than rushed. There was no sign of panic or urgency. This behavior raised immediate questions. If the motive was burglary, nothing of significant value appeared to be taken. If the motive was vandalism, the damage was minimal. At approximately 4:16 a.m., Missy arrived at the church. Shortly after, cameras captured limited footage of the encounter area. The actual attack was not clearly visible, but investigators believe Missy encountered the person inside the building. The confrontation was brief and violent. Missy Bevers died from puncture wounds consistent with a tool carried by the suspect. The killer left the scene before participants arrived for the class. What made this case extraordinary was the clarity of the footage. The suspect's gait, posture, and movements were visible, yet their face was completely concealed. Despite widespread release of the video, no definitive identification was made. The footage became one of the most analyzed pieces of evidence in modern true crime, and still, it led nowhere. Investigators quickly faced an unusual challenge. They had video evidence, but no clear suspect. The disguise was effective. The individual's height, gender, and age could not be confidently determined. Authorities examined multiple theories. One possibility was a targeted attack. Missy's routine was public knowledge, and someone could have known she would arrive early and alone. Investigators examined Missy's personal relationships, including her marriage and social connections. Another theory suggested the attack was random, a burglary gone wrong. However, the suspect's behavior did not strongly support this. Valuable items were left behind, and the individual lingered inside the building for an extended period. Investigators also considered whether the police-style gear was meant to intimidate or confuse witnesses, or to delay response time if anyone arrived unexpectedly. Hundreds of tips poured in after the surveillance footage was released. Some focused on the suspect's walk, suggesting a limp or unusual gait. Others compared the footage to known individuals. None of these leads resulted in an arrest. The case drew national attention. True crime communities analyzed every frame. Amateur investigators debated theories online. But despite the volume of attention, verified progress remained limited. The investigation continued quietly. As years passed, the Missy Bevers case remained open but unresolved. Law enforcement periodically confirmed that they were still receiving tips and reviewing evidence. Advances in technology provided some hope. Enhanced video analysis, improved forensic methods, and data review offered new tools. But none produced a definitive answer. The surveillance footage, once seen as the key to solving the case, became a source of frustration. It showed too much and too little. Missy's family continued to seek justice. Her death left lasting impact on her children and community. Despite public interest, investigators remained cautious. Speculation was widespread, but officials emphasized that many popular theories lacked evidence. The case entered the category of modern cold cases, not forgotten but stalled. The murder of Missy Bevers remains unsolved because of planning, timing, and anonymity. The suspect arrived early. They wore effective disguise. They left little physical evidence. The surveillance footage, while extraordinary, did not reveal identity. This case illustrates a difficult truth. Even in an age of cameras and technology, crimes can still occur without resolution. Missy Bevers' murder is not unsolved due to lack of effort. It remains unsolved because the evidence stops short of certainty. Until that certainty exists, the case remains open, and Missy Bevers remains a name without answers.